If we imagine every household where you have had by self-generation, something you and I live through every day. For now, me, temporarily, no. I have IPP. But I will soon be back to your realities. You know, and if we imagine that we are paying 4 times more what it should really cost, because we are generating by ourselves, you can begin to imagine what it means to save 4 times of what we normally dispose on wasteful and harmful power. You can imagine what that means for a market where retail business is growing, the kind of disposable income that it puts in people's hands to do other things, and the kind of demand that on itself can stimulate. But from what we have seen here, if a few power plants, 3 in all, can impact schools, can impact traders, can impact security, can reach the inner and private recesses of a hospital, that you can hear this kind of testimony, just close your eyes and imagine what can happen if power truly becomes stable. But as we go on about power generation, we're also focusing on power waste. There is need to conserve, and we are advocating conservation in order to save money. But whilst we're talking to people like you and I, we're also talking to our children. We have Power Kids clubs in our schools, and we're building a generation of young people who, when they become adults, will understand that utilities like water and power are never in abundance if there is no commensurate measure of conservation to match it. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that is the summary, really, of our power story. But our successes in agriculture have been no less remarkable. We now have 400 new farmers, the highlights of which Ben has shared with us. They own 350 hectares of land, now theirs. They own their own homes. They live on their farm. They have not defaulted on their loans. On the contrary, they are making incremental monthly payments, and they are now employers of labor themselves. 3 years ago, they were unemployed graduates. But again, through path, their realities yesterday have been rebased because they are now employers and they can take money home. But what is that doing for us? It is increasing our basic poultry production. We've moved from 18,660 eggs per day in 2012 when we met to 82,000 eggs per day. We've increased cultivation of rice in 2012 from 250 hectares when we met to 1,030 hectares of rice. During that period, we have increased our productivity from 0.7 tons per hectare to 2.8 tons per hectare of rice field cultivated. We have done no less better in cassava production and rice milling. Fish and chicken production between 2012 and today has increased from 159,021 tons of fish to 197,040 tons of fish. And chicken production has increased from 480,000 birds to 653,000 and 17,000 birds. Again, these are summaries. But in the area of transportation, we have made perhaps even more remarkable progress. And the journey time reductions that many commuters in Lagos are experiencing today is clear testimony of what has happened. We have moved on the back of our innovation at the Muson underpass. where before now, you had to go to Nitel to make a turn to go to Victoria Island. But by simple creativity, we have created an underpass there that has significantly reduced journey times for our people. But that has taken us then that with that as a possibility, so many things have come on. The Falomo ramp, which saves you the bypass towards the law school to get onto Ikoyi, has reduced 27 minutes of hitherto wasted journey time. The Lekki Link Bridge has reduced a journey of 30 minutes going round from point to point, Lekki to Bodilon, from 30 minutes to 3 minutes. And I am told that other interesting lifestyle activities now happen on that bridge. But the Ajao-Ejigbo Link Bridge, perhaps the most impactful of all the bridges, has cut journey times between Ejigbo and Ajao Estate by 75 minutes. There is more underway, but this is taking place in a subnational economy. And I have searched very hard, and the records have not yet revealed to me any city or state or subnational government that is acting without direct national government funding, that has done what we have embarked upon in Lagos simultaneously. Across the world, what I have seen is that most cities and states and subnational governments undertake one project at a time. But your state is embarking on 5 by itself and enabling one by private sector. And these projects, for the record, are the Lekki Ekpe Expressway, the Lagos Badagry Expressway, the 27-kilometer Blue Line Light Rail project, the 13.5 Mile 12 Ikorodu Road expansion, and all the ferry terminals bundled as a single project to increase water transportation. And of course, the 6th is the cable car project, which will start construction later this year, that is totally private sector funded, but which we have provided a lot of support to in terms of administrative work. That is the measure of our impact in transportation and what has been delivered and what is yet to come. Of course, on the softer side, a lot of lane marking, lane signs, traffic lights, signals, street signs, zebra crossings, and a lot of education about a lifestyle change that we must all embrace. Ferry ridership has grown from 300,000 when we last met in 2012 to 1.8 million passengers per month now on the Lagos waterways. Again, I emphasize, all of these projects are driven by private people. We have only been the catalyzers and the enablers to show that we will lead by policy, but we would allow you, the operators, to really run the economy. And in this way, not only do you then feel the impact in the balance sheets of your organizations and of your families, I believe that in this way also, the growth of our national economy can have some meaning for you. Of course, I could not discuss public transportation without a mention of our new traffic law that has helped, by the numbers and the records, to make our roads safer. Motorcycle accidents have dropped from over 600 incidents a month to a little over 100 now. Deaths as a result of motorcycle accidents have reduced from 15 a month when we last met to averagely about 1 a month. And there are many months now where no people die anymore as a result of this accident. Violent crimes perpetrated by motorcycles, from the report that you saw from the Commissioner of Police and at our last annual Security Trust Fund meeting, have dropped. Violent crimes perpetrated by motorcycles have dropped by 84.75% as a result of the enforcement of that law. The story of our impact in housing is gradually emerging, a very modest beginning. But what we have put out there is that we can deliver 200 homes every month, and we can do so with a mortgage offer of a minimum of 10 years and a cap of 9.5% as the maximum interest that you will ever have to pay. Now, I know no other place in this country where that kind of offer has been put on the table. So it is the best deal in the market. We have kept our promise. There were 200 homes in March, and there were 200 homes in April. They were undersubscribed, largely by reasons of documentation issues, but some people have qualified, and they are now proud homeowners, and the process is entirely web-based. You have no intercourse or relationship with us until when you come for the draws. So that has helped also to demonstrate to the cynics who, even before we started the project, said that we had sold the houses to ourselves. So every month we have kept our word, 200 new homes, and more are under construction. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is my summary of PATH, a well-thought-out initiative by thinking and working government, supported by a very robust citizenry that has created jobs by the thousands in power, agriculture, transportation, and housing. An initiative that gives meaning to the idea of economic growth for the ordinary citizen because he is part of it and he can tell the story. A story of experiencing illuminated streets at night. A story of sales that go long into the night, a difference from when sales stopped at dusk. A story of being a farmer, a property owner, a cassava miller, an egg distributor, and an agri-produce transporter. A story of being a bus owner, a taxi owner, and a ferry owner. A story of more quality time spent with family as a result of improved journey times. A story of being a homeowner and being able to do so without being corrupt because there is a mortgage that fits the income. A story in the center of excellence, an African model megacity, where government thinks and works for the people, where the people no longer live on a diet of empty promises by their government. This is the story of PATH. I welcome you to the 7th Economic Summit, which I will now declare open. Thank you, and God bless you.